Fear is a passion for slaves. So America, do you fear your government? What's going on, America? It's your boy charlieinthebox from We Are Change Fresno. Gonna break down a lesson of liberty and tyranny with a little bit of help of some patriots from the past. We gotta start this with one of America's founding fathers, that's John Adams. He stated that children should be educated and instructed in the principles of freedom. See, if we as Americans would have been educated about our United States Bill of Rights since we were in grade school, we would never be so inclined to let our liberties be wiped away for a little sense of security. See, liberties cannot be preserved without the general knowledge amongst the people. Why do you think they're enacting Common Core all across America as the educational system? That's a Soviet Union tactic to deliberately dumb down their mass public, not to give them an education, but an indoctrination. And we're doing it here at home. They'll stop teaching our kids how to read and write in cursive. You think it has anything to do with the United States Constitution, the Bill of Rights, and the Declaration of Independence all being written in cursive? If we can't read that shit, how in the hell are we gonna preserve it, America? Patrick Henry. The liberties of the people never were nor ever will be secure when the transactions of the rulers will be concealed from them. Do you remember when healthcare reform was gonna pass and Nancy Pelosi said, in order for you to read it, you gotta just pass it? And look at our system today. Our premiums went up, we're getting less coverage, and this coming up tax season, the American people are gonna get a really nice punch in the stomachs when their tax return comes, or they have to pay a little bit more into the system. And have you even heard of terrorism bill HR 8791? Why don't you do a little bit more research on that one too, America? Guard with jealous attention the public liberty. Suspect anybody who approaches it. Unfortunately, nothing will preserve it but downright force. And when you give up that force, America, you are inevitably gonna be ruined. Thomas Paine. He that would make his own liberty secure must even guard his enemies from oppression. What your neighbor does behind closed doors, that's his freaking business. Doing drugs, being a homosexual, that don't freaking matter. Long as it ain't doing you any harms, hey, he could do what he wants with his life. You want the right to keep and bear arms from anybody that wants to come do you harm? You guys better stand together, because eventually, if they go after him, you're next. Benjamin Franklin. Man will ultimately be governed by God or by tyrants. See, the Bill of Rights were God-given rights, not by man or government, but they're trying to take them away. They've picked their side, have you? Last but not least, America's first president, George Washington, under the United States Constitution. He stated, a free people not ought to only be armed and disciplined, but they should have significant arms and ammunition to maintain the status of freedom from anybody that might want to abuse them, which would even include their own freaking government. See, why would these patriots before us all warn us about government and tyranny? To want to explain to us the public liberty. Because the problems that we face as a country, they faced back then. There's no freaking difference. It's inevitable. It always just happens. Government gets too out of control and they get too excessive and they impose tyranny upon their citizens. See, we're all going to be judged upon our actions as people when we meet our Creator. Do you have any honor, love, dignity? Do you stand for anything, America? Because if not, you will continuously fall for everything. I'm only trying to get the knowledge of understanding what's happening in our country to the mass public. But the only way we do it is to share the information that you've gathered. And that's when we educate and empower the community. And when we do that, we can change the outcome of the world. We've done it once, America. We can do it again. So if you're not going to do everything empowered to restore your life, liberty, and this country, America, you're going to do everything empowered to destroy all three. charlieinthebox, We Are Change Fresno, and I'm out.